In the book of Exodus, we have record of when the Lord gave Moses the Ten Commandments. Of those Ten Commandments, there is one that says, "Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land." Now, with children and listening to their parents, this can seem quite a far-fetched idea. Now, one thing that stands out most of all is their behavior. Of course, children don't understand from a young age why their behavior is unacceptable. It isn't until they reach a certain mental acuity that they understand that they can get away with certain things. Now, in a talk given by AHA Parenting, this is how they state it, your child is no dummy. They know they can milk extra time before bath if they just ignore you. That doesn't make them bad, just human. So if your child is like the 8-year-old who ignores 5 requests, it means you've trained them that you aren't serious until you yell. So your child isn't ignoring you. They just understand that if they act a certain way, they will get away with it until you reach that action. Now, as children grow older, they will make sure they act the way they need to in certain situations. Now, this won't always happen, but as we continue to guide them and lead them, they will see that their actions have certain consequences. Now, going along with this, as children continue to listen to you, they will understand that through your experiences, they don't have to experience the same things that you went through. Understandably, children will be bored by listening to the stories that we have to tell them. But children will understand why they can't do certain things by listening to these past experiences. They'll understand why their repetitive behavior leads to the same thing. In an article by Psychology Today, they state, most parents are familiar with the early morning rush to get everybody out the door on time, along with their lunches, gym clothes, musical instruments, signed homework, and so on. The child who gets distracted and seems unmotivated to get ready on time is the greatest challenge to a busy parent. Many parents feel out of control and try desperately to control the situation by nagging or criticizing. The problem with nagging is that you are actually training kids to ignore you because they know there will be more reminders down the road. While very young kids may need more assistance and instruction, effective parents allow the kids to take increasing responsibility as they grow older. So that makes sense. We want to make sure that we don't encourage them to use this repetitive behavior, but that we give them a deadline with what we want them to do. Now, going along with that, children, if we make sure that we ourselves are open to them, they will be more open with us. Children will see that we went through the same things. It may be a different time period and different circumstances, but we understand what they're going through. Children will understand that we, as their parents, and we know what we're talking about. In a talk given by Elder M. Russell Ballard in an Ensign, he says about fathers to sons, he quotes, "He is not perfect, but he loves you and would never do anything he didn't think was in your best interest. So talk to him. Share your thoughts and feelings, your dreams and your fears. The more he knows about your life, the better chance he has to understand your concerns and to give you good counsel. When you put your trust in your dad, he will feel the responsibility of that trust and try harder than ever to understand and to help. As your father, he is entitled to inspiration on your behalf. His advice to you will be the heartfelt expressions of someone who knows and loves you. Your dad wants more than anything for you to be happy and successful. So why would you not want to trust someone like that?" And that is true. Children, as they realize that we are there and we're open to them, they'll understand that pretty much we are the best people to talk to. They can talk to their friends about certain things at school, like how to dress or how to get good friends. But coming to their parents on certain topics and activities, we can give them the best advice possible. And understandably, during their early years, children won't see that this is what we are trying to do. Um, they'll think that we're trying to enforce them and to push them along a certain path. But I understand that people have different ways of teaching their children to act certain ways. But I want you to see that this way, a way of being open and communicating with your child and allowing them to see that even though sometimes we aren't good role models, we still have their best interests in mind. We want them to understand that we are always there to talk to them and give them the advice that they need. And in order to do so, we ourselves must think as they do. Understandably, that's kind of hard, especially because we don't remember what happened during those years in our lives. But we want to make sure that we understand what they're going through. And so make sure that you're open to your child and that you have constant communication with them. Don't nag them, don't hover over them, but make sure that you are always there when they need someone to talk to.